All right, a few inches of snow for folks this morning, but cleared out. Nice blue sky out there.
Yeah, good looking day. And now, as you know, the story is becoming
cold air.
We saw this coming from a while,
Yes.
right? It's like just how cold are we talking? But turns out quite cold. And so we'll talk about that. It's, Saturday morning is what we're going to talk about, but it gets cold really tonight. Starts getting pretty chilly tonight. Had a couple of snow showers, as Brian mentioned, light snow, 3-4 inches in a couple of spots. Most of us ended up closer to an inch or two of accumulation by early this morning, and now we're done with this precipitation. And it's a nice bright day, snowpack reflective, especially when it's new like it is from the overnight snow. So nice bright day. Temperatures, they're going to be okay. It's not frigid. We're in the 20s for the most part to right around 30 degrees in a couple of spots. 28 in Portland, 30 in Wiscasset, 30 in Bar Harbor, but the mountains are in the teens, and it'll be a while probably before they get a whole lot warmer than that, at least until the weekend, probably Sunday, and the next chance to be much above those temperatures. So sensibly here, as far as what sky cover looks like and precipitation, it's a really quiet pattern. And often those two coincide, quiet pattern and cold weather, hence the myth of too cold to snow, which isn't a real thing, but sometimes there's a high pressure that starts to dry us out, and then we get the cold air from that. So tonight is cold, single digits, and quite a few areas below zero by early tomorrow morning, especially basically Augusta north, even into Freiburg, probably 10 below or so by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow we end up in the teens to right around 20 degrees, so certainly a brisk day through and through. Nothing crazy about this, record-wise, but much colder than we saw throughout January. And then we get cold again on Wednesday night into the single digits, a couple of spots below zero, probably not quite as frigid there as we take a little bump up for a minute. And then we go into Thursday with some clouds, temperatures in the upper 20s to around 30. That's a storm that's going to miss us, but it actually gives us a little break from the cold. And then we really get into it as this Arctic front. Look at that right there. That's classic with snow showers and squalls. That marks the Arctic air that comes through starting on Friday morning. So it is a brief blast, but it is quite strong. There's your Arctic front Friday morning, boom, right through Friday afternoon, Friday night, especially into Saturday. Very cold. And I think, looking at the pattern going forward, it is quite likely this is the coldest air we'll see all season, which on the one hand is great because we haven't seen much cold air, but once you're out there Saturday morning, you won't think that. Here's the little piece of the polar vortex that broke off. Remember, strong polar vortex stays where it should. Weak one breaks off pieces, and a piece will break off and slide towards us and just clip us here on Saturday morning, which gives you an idea of how cold it is north of Quebec here on Friday and into Saturday if we're just on the edge of this thing. But surface temperatures, not including wind chill, I think will be 13, 14 below along the coast. I'm going to tweak these. I think 20 below will be common inland, and then 25 below into the mountains. Now, when you add in wind, especially briefly here on Saturday morning, it is not hyperbole, obviously, to say this is life-threatening cold here on Saturday morning. So I don't think I'll have to tell you this, but skiing and all that stuff, no, it's too brutal. You can cover up, but you have any piece of skin showing in that, and it is not going to turn out. Now, the saving grace to this is it is a very short cold stretch. We are much nicer by Sunday, back into the 20s, 30s, and we might even be 40 by Monday. So just got to hunker down. This is one of those situations you make sure of all the heating sources you have are working well.
Check them now.
There's not much room for error here. Yeah. We burst pipes. It's not super common in Maine because we have enough tests typically every year to kind of know if there's a weakness in your system.
When you texted me a temperature map last night for this weekend, and I replied, this can't be real, but it's legit. These are really what we're looking at.
And you remember last week we taught opening bid, minus 20, minus 25, and the models have held that strong.
There we are. All right, be prepared. Keith, thanks so much.